Hi, I'm Kevin from Rebuilders.net. Today I want to talk about something very cool, which is called the happiness paradox. This is a fascinating little bit of information that I find that everybody falls into this trap of trying to pursue happiness, and yet they somehow don't quite know how to get there. So the happiness paradox is very simple. It looks like this. The more you pursue happiness, the less happy you are. So it's a little bit like, I think about the case of if you were to play tennis, for example, and instead of playing tennis, you're watching the scoreboard. If you focus on the score, you aren't going to be able to watch the ball. So instead, the idea is focus on the ball, focus on the game, rather than focusing on how you're doing. How this translates into life is very simple, in that if we do things to say, if I do this, it will make me happy. Well, that's not actually the case. Happiness comes from where you are right now, right here. The thing about this is that sometimes this is really, really hard. So I talk to people a lot every day, many different people talking about what do they really want, what are they trying to get to. And I hear all the time that what people say is, I just want to be happy. Now, I understand what they're trying to say, because for most of these people that I talk to, it's a little bit like having a broken leg, right? If somebody says, what do you want when you have a broken leg? You're saying, I don't want to be in pain anymore. So that's what they want, is when they say, I just want to be happy. They're in a lot of pain. So for people going through divorce and dealing with the heartbreak of relationships that are ending, I just want to emphasize the idea that rather than pursuing happiness, that I know what you mean, but what people really want is they want to be content. They want to be peaceful. They want to have those things in life that are, they feel, say, joy or gratitude, things like that. That's what people are seeking. Even our governmental philosophy is that people have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, to put it in very specific terms, happiness is a very fleeting feeling. To be happy says that right now I'm happy. But I think what people really want when they're going through divorce is something longer term, something that they can say, I can reflect back on this moment and feel like I'm okay with my life now. I'm okay with where I am. So I want to give another example that was really powerful to me when I was younger. And it was, I had a boss named Len. And Len was an amazing boss. He was kind, he was funny, he was thoughtful, and worked hard. And he had 2 girls, and then he found out he was having twins. Well, these next 2 girls, the twins came along, they were born, and they were fraternal twins, so they looked very different. So one of them was this blonde-haired baby, and turned out to be very quiet, very calm, just very easy to take care of. The other one had black hair and was grumpy all the time and was just so much work, he said. So jokingly, they referred to them as good baby and evil baby. So what happened was one day they woke up in the morning and evil baby had died. She had died of SIDS, the sudden infant death syndrome. They didn't know why, they didn't know what happened. And he was devastated. I'll never forget seeing this guy. We went to the funeral service, and this man I looked up to in so many ways, and he was a shell of a person. He cried more than I've ever seen in front of an audience of probably 200 people. Everybody was so sad for him and his wife and how they felt. So at that time, he had an emotional broken leg. He wanted nothing more than to just move on and be happy. He didn't come into work for another 2 weeks or so, but when he did, I asked him how he was doing. And I'll never forget this. He said, "Well, no one died today." And for him, we talked a little bit more about that, but he basically said, "I have a new measure for my days. If everyone's alive, life is good." It really was for him like everything else. Life is so good. There's so many things to be happy about and to enjoy, to be grateful for. He had 3 other beautiful daughters, and he just wanted to love them, take care of them, and be the best person he could be. And that was it. And so it definitely changed his perspective, and it also changed mine. So I make this point because we tend to do this strategy of, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I say get my own place, or I get divorced, or I'll be happy when I have certain things in my life, the right relationship, the right car, the right decorations in my house, I take the right trip. Whatever those things are, we constantly say, I'll be happy when. And we may not say that directly, but there's this implied piece of, I'll be happy when. And so what I encourage you to do is to be happy now. Now, again, let's go back to the broken leg idea. People going through divorce have an emotional broken leg. It is really hard to tell somebody, hey, just enjoy the moment while you're writhing in pain. It doesn't work that way. So, how do you get there? What's the thing that people really need to do in order to find that? Well, the thing that we found is that we talk about this in our programs of something called the feelings compass. And there's basically the good side of feelings, things that we like feeling, and then the difficult feelings like anger, sadness, shame, all of these things we don't like feeling. And what we find is that what people really want is, in order to be happy, what they really want is to get rid of those difficult feelings. They don't want to feel angry. They don't want to feel sad. They don't want to feel ashamed of their situation. That's step one, is clear that out. And so many people say, I just want to be happy. I just want to be on the side of the compass, which is all the good stuff. And the reality is that these bad feelings are kind of like if you have a house full of boxes. Every room, every top to bottom is full of painful things that you don't want there, but you can't move around your house. And what people really want is you have to clear out those boxes to enjoy your home. You have to make the space for the good feelings to be there. And the only way to do that is to address the difficult stuff. Deal with the grief, deal with the anger. These are the things that block the ability to be happy. And really what people want then is to feel joy, to feel gratitude, to feel contentment, peace, all of those things we want, to feel love. I mean, it goes on and on. That's what people want. So my point here is, rather than pursuing happiness, make sure first you clear out the negative stuff. And then you can focus on the positive stuff. Then you can be happy. But if you're carrying around all of this stuff that's negative, that's hard to deal with, you can't actually make space for the really good feelings. Now, this is what we do in our programs. This is how we help people. Is the first place we start is helping people deal with the grief, deal with the anger in powerful ways that very quickly can help you clear that stuff out. Unlike a house that's full of stuff, it doesn't have to take a long time to deal with this stuff. It doesn't have to be difficult and take years to do. You don't have to go to therapy every week for a few years to do this. In our programs, you can do it 10 weeks, and we deal with the grief and anger in weeks 3 and 4. It's very quick. So if this is something that's helpful for you, please check us out at rebuilders.net, or send a message, leave a comment, whatever it is. We'll try and get back to you and help you with this, because we know that this is really difficult stuff. And we know that you want to be happy, and what you really want is to feel grateful, to be joyous, to have peace, contentedness, have love again in your life. All of those things that we really want. Thanks so much. I enjoyed talking to you today. See you soon.